term handcrafted gets thrown around a lot these days. It's become a movement, a trend that can obscure the passionate folks who actually make amazing things by hand. Their remarkable stories need to be told, and I'm going to find them. I'm Anthony Bourdain, and this is Raw Craft. Like Akron, Ohio, Athens, Georgia, and Ann Arbor, Michigan, Southbridge, Massachusetts may seem like an unlikely candidate to be a rock mecca. But like all those other towns, great things are happening beneath the surface. It was here 15 years ago that Mike Ciprari and his brothers started SJC Drums in their grandmother's basement. What started as a couple of kids trying to outdo each other to make the coolest custom kit has grown to a small but prestigious company that produces 4,000 drums a year. SJC will make anything you want, any wrap, any finish. Hell, they'll make a drum that looks like the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Today, they're working on something special even by their standards. A completely handcrafted, segmented snare formed from the Balvenie's Whisky staves. It's for one of their favorite clients, Green Day's Tré Cool. I know what this is, but what else is going on here?
So Tré called me and he wanted a really unique snare drum, so we thought it'd be a really cool idea to build something super unique that nobody else has. So we got these staves, the Balvenie sent us, these amazing pieces of wood that we're gonna build this snare drum for Tré, and we actually got a wood burner that's gonna burn images of Tré's tattoos.
So this is from...
This is from their washback, tons.
Back over in Scotch. I've been there.
Yeah.
I know the guy who does these things.
So we got this wood from the Balvenie, and I assumed it came from a barrel or a cask, and I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be oak. But after I milled it, I found out that it was Douglas fir. And it kind of smiled a little bit because my history goes back to carpentry and framing houses. We always went to Douglas fir studs because they were stiffer, they were stronger, had more of a straight grain. They didn't have a lot of knots in there, and they didn't twist up as much. So when I found out this is Douglas fir, I kind of like, all right, I know this wood, except this one smells like whiskey. That's where you get to see some of the inside of the wood.
It's pretty.
Yeah. So you see where we started, very rough board. Now I've got it milled down, I got it to the pieces I need. I'm ready to start cutting my segments. There we go. After I milled it, I noticed that the stains stayed where they were. So the outside is the black, and this inside is what they call the whiskey line. Now we're ready to glue it up. I was always taught that if you didn't see glue squeezing out of the joint, you didn't put enough glue in there. You can also hear, too, that even once the first ring is done, I'm starting to get a note already. So, there you go. The cake is ready. We're going to take it out of the clamps. There we go. You can see it's pretty stout.
Yeah.
You can't buy tools that do this unless you have a big lathe to spin it on that, and we don't have those kind of means. So I built this from some plywood. Built these myself at home to make sure I can fabricate these correctly so that they look like they were spun on a lathe, maybe done by a machine. But they're gonna be spun by hand with a router. There will be shrapnel flying everywhere. I've never really done this with someone behind me, so you'll have to be back a little ways. It's gonna be loud and it's gonna be messy. Enjoy. Almost a drum.
Weighs a little bit less.
Yeah, a little bit less. So over here we have two surface plates, one with sandpaper, one without. And they are within 0.02 of flat and accurate. So we like to test our edges. We'll put a light in there. We'll spin them around. We'll look for any gaps. If we see gaps, we just lightly hit it on the next plate just to get rid of any gaps.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes, unless there's some major hoo-haws in there, and I don't see anything. Yeah, it looks good.
The shell is then measured and prepped for drilling. The location of the beds is another detail not left to chance.
It says Tré Cool beds. He'd appreciate that. All right, so we're ready for art. This is Jason.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
How's it going?
All right, so we're doing a nautical theme on this as well?
Yeah, we're gonna do Greek gods and goddesses. Bigfoot, Chupacabra, the Loch Ness Monster. Along with, I also got to dash pepper in all those right there.
Right.
So it's gonna be
That's a tall
quite the
order.
challenge, yeah.
First you draw it,
Yeah, first I'm gonna sketch
and
it
you
out.
wood burn it.
Yeah.
I learned that in camp.
I'm gonna start off with Athena. This is the...
Goddess of war?
I think
No.
it's war,
Yeah,
I
war.
think it is war.
Pyromaniac as a kid, setting it to set fires.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Wow. I mean, that's extraordinary. Super detailed. Wow.
Loch Ness Monster here.
Right?
And if you see here, peppered in, I put the...
Yeah, the stuff from the tattoo.
Yeah, there's the treasure chest.
Wow, that's incredible. How long for the whole thing?
About 10 to 12 hours I put in.
Oh, wow. You're fast.
Yeah, thanks.
Next, a quick pass with a clear coat gives the shell a finish and some protection.
So this is the final assembly stage. We'll put all the lugs on. We'll make sure everything sounds good for the drummer.
He's gonna be happy with this.
Yeah, he's gonna be stoked.
So I've noticed at various points during this whole process that there are quicker, easier ways to do a lot of it. Why do it the way you're doing it?
Yeah, there are special projects that will make something like this. We want the whole thing to be done by hand. I mean, when you're literally crafting the shell out of the wood that we got, you know, we really feel like it deserves to be touched by hand, the entire process. You know, machines make things more efficient, they can make you more money, but a project like this just has that special touch where we want, you know, all hands on deck on this thing. So that's that. Before we put the heads on, you want to do the honor and sign the inside of this for Tré?
Sure, yeah. Having a drum that expresses your style and attitude is certainly key, but it better sound great too. The real moment of truth is playing the thing.
It's super dynamic, man. Like, this snare drum's sick.
It sounds chunky to me. You know?
Yeah.
Like solid, like there's some good bottom to it.
Totally,
That's unusual. I mean,
Yeah.
I like the sound of it.
In the drum world, we call chunky fat. Josh, why don't you give it a whirl on the old kit and see how it feels? Yeah. Check it out here, see how you like it.
I think these whiskey guys should get out of the whiskey business and start selling that wood.
Totally.
How many more tons are available?
Yeah, right?
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good. Nice work today. Incredible.
Good job, man. Hey, how's it going, man? Dude. What's up? Tré, this is Tony.
Hey, man. Good to meet you.
We brought you a gift.
There should be a light shining out of the box next time.
Holy smokes. Mike, this is beautiful.
It's Douglas fir from where they make the Balvenie whiskey. And it's all wood burns by hand to match your tattoos.
I
on your
did that
right arm.
tree. No, actually, I didn't. But.
Smell that. Stick your nose on that holder.
Ooh, it's nice.
Smell that. It's nice. Smells like whiskey.
Yeah, dude. We may have rubbed a little bit more whiskey in it when we were making it, too.
We were drinking
is
some
beautiful.
while we.
Why don't we take it in the practice room and
Try it out?
screw with it? Yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh, thanks, man.
Dude, no worries.
Yeah, I helped. No, not really.
Of course, these doors open in, don't they? Thank you. Yeah. This sucker's loud. It's got a lot of body too. It's like it's not all crack, but it's got some meat. works. Man.
How's it different?
Yeah, I typically use aluminum, and which is like the meatiest metal, in my opinion. It's like a lot of metal snares have like a bing kind of overtone to it, which guys will put mufflers on it or these things, these moon jellies, to get the bing to more of like boom. And that's kind of a little too kind of Rasta for our music. We need a little more of a, like getting hit in the nuts with the 6-ounce Everlast glove.
I hate when that
Like
happens.
Conor McGregor,
Yeah.
something like that, you know? Something like that. So.
Sounds good to me.
Go drink some whiskey.
Oh, yeah. Played, I think it was a German nightclub where they have the original Stonehenge.
Really?
The Stonehenge
From
prop.
the movie.
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
like,
hell
wow.
yeah. Ciao.
How long have you been playing drums now?
I started when I was 11, and I'm 44 now, so like 12 years? I don't know. I'm not good at math.
And a lot of time with the band. I mean, you guys are going on
30 years.
Pushing 30 years now. That's loyalty to the cause.
Yeah.
So, how many drum kits do you think you have?
Oh. I've got hundreds.
Hundreds.
But I'm also a hoarder, so like I keep all the drums that I've played in the past, so all the records, all the recording kits. Oh, we're drinking? All right. I taste this stuff. SJC.
I've heard OCD mentioned when talking about playing drums. What, obsessive compulsive disorder?
It's not really a disorder if you're doing stuff right, you know?
Jack White has said that the White Stripes, he used to position his equipment just a little out of reach or in deliberately uncomfortable ways. He said that this was good. It would force him to be better than he was, and that it was in some. Do you see any value to that?
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna go back to like 1991 with Green Day. We went on this tour in Europe, and I brought my snare drum, my cymbal bag, and a stick bag. And Billy brought his guitar, Mike brought his bass, and that was it. And we played 64 shows in 3 months on other people's equipment. And we came back from that tour so tight. It was incredible. So being uncomfortable at what you're trying to get great at, that's the sweet spot.
Have you ever played a drum kit that smells like whiskey? And how's it got to work? I mean,
I played drum sets completely covered with whiskey.
so I mean, you ever thrown a TV out of a window?
Yes, I've thrown TVs out of windows.
How about a drum kit?
I've thrown drum sets pretty much everywhere. I've thrown them in the sea. I've set a lot of drums on fire. I've actually burned drums in this building here before. I had my own fire truck that it pulled up because they got wind of my plans.
What do makers of fine handcrafted drum kits?
I haven't talked to Mike about this yet, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much more flammable this whiskey drum will be. I'm not gonna burn this.
Be happy with the kit?
Yeah, love this kit. And that's the thing, I can't trash the drums anymore. It's like, because they're too nice. Like I feel bad.
So this wood, as I understand, came from a ton, and these are these sort of they ferment the whiskey in there before they put it in the barrel. And this particular wood's 50 years old, sitting underground. This basically is like a cistern for very old, very good whiskey. So it's already old wood that's been all sorts of soaking and fermenting.
Definitely out of the box, it just feels like something kind of magical. Wow, 50 years old. It's like almost petrified in Scotch.
Thanks for playing, and cheers.